gonna happen.
But people are in death and hell. People are cast out or brought out from death and hell and cast into the lake of fire. Death is cast in the lake of fire. So there's something tangible here. So this place can be referred to as the chambers of death, the place of the dead, or just death. Okay, that makes sense. Now, when we read chapter 20, verse 14, it says, "And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire." This is the second death. Now, when we read that verse, there's two different ways that you could take this. There's two different ways you can interpret this. Death and hell were cast in the lake of fire. This is the second death. So what is the this referring to? Either number one, this is referring to the event when death and hell are cast into the lake of fire, that event is called the second death. Or number two, you can interpret it as the lake of fire is the second death, right? Because that's the noun that's right there as the antecedent for that pronoun. Death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death, meaning that the lake of fire is the second death. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, there's no doubt about which of these interpretations is true. It's for sure the second interpretation, that the lake of fire is the second death, because if we look at chapter 21, verse 8, it's impossible to misunderstand. Look at chapter 21, verse 8. We're not talking about the event here. We're talking about the place. It says, "But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable," we're in chapter 21, verse 8, "and murderers and whoremongers and..." Adventists, Jehovah's Witnesses, false teachers will say, "Oh, well, the second death is when hell ceases to exist. Second death is annihilation." Wrong, my friend. Lake of fire is the second death. So what's the first death?
Threats in the AO.
It's the first location of hell and the second location of hell. First location of the dead, second location of the dead. First death, second death. So here's the thing. A lot of people will just say, "Oh, the second death, that's hell." Here's the thing about that. The second death is not referring to hell in general. As some people will mistakenly think that the second death is hell in general. No, because it's specifically only referring to the lake of fire as the second death. Because I would say that the current location of hell is the first death. I would call it the second death. Some people have said, "Oh, you die physically, that's the first death. You know, hell is the second death." And yeah, it sounds great. It's just not what the Bible says. But it sounds great. You know, and I'm not saying people who teach that are bad, that say, "Oh, the physical death is the first death, hell is the second death," because, what they're saying is essentially true that, you die physically and then you go to hell. But technically, that's not what the Bible means when it says the second death, because the second death is a specific place. And it's not just hell in general, but rather it is specifically the lake of fire, which is also called hell. So, you just got to be careful.
Changing mags.
incoming.
Side!
Reload.
Friendly precision airstrike inbound. Friendly Wilson on station.
Trophy system deployed.
Friendly UAV overhead.
There, I got movement.
Fire over here.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Setting Claymore.
Personal hallway.
On your side!
Friendly Wilson on station. Sweet. Keep fighting, we got this. Friendly UAV overhead.
Damn it!